So I want to start this video off the right way by saying rest in peace. Once again, rest in peace to Charlie Kirk. I send my condolences to him and his family. This video is not in any way meant to be insensitive to Charlie Kirk or his family or the situation. But we are truth seekers on this channel, and we don't always take what the mainstream media gives us. We think for ourselves, we do our own investigation, and we at the very least question things, right? And the more I looked into this Charlie Kirk situation since yesterday, the more things became more and more suspicious to me. And there's a lot of different angles we can go, or we could take this. If you want, not even the uncensored version of this, if you want a completely different video of me really speaking like in a raw sense, without any filters, what I think happened to Charlie Kirk, what I think this is about. I know this is still early, but I'm giving you my early thoughts. Check out my Patreon. You do not have to pay for it. I made it free. If you are a free member, if you are a paid member, you are free to check out that video. It will cost you not a dime. The link is in the description to my Patreon, but I'm going to try my very best in this video to get as much as I can out that I'm allowed to talk about on YouTube. It's just certain things, specifically certain things in certain places you can't talk about on this on this platform. And I don't want my channel to get taken from me, guys. If it gets taken from me, then what was the point of doing all this hard work on this channel? Yesterday, as a lot of you all know, I did a live as soon as I heard about it, and I actually accidentally saw the video of it actually taking place on X, and I broke down in tears. I had a lot of silly people in the comment section saying, bro, what are you crying for? He was racist and he was a bad person. And listen, I am a follower of Jesus Christ. He claimed to be a follower of Jesus Christ, and I do believe that he was. But I also believe that Charlie Kirk was racist. I do. I don't say that about everybody on the right. I don't say that about every white conservative. But I do believe Charlie Kirk in particular was racist. But I'll digress if I get into that. What happened to Charlie Kirk, right? Because I'm going to give you all a timeline. I took some notes of everything that happened yesterday. Because if you all remember, let's back up a little bit before we even get to this image here. Yesterday, they told us immediately when everything happened, they had this gentleman, and I believe he's here. They had this gentleman that you see on the screen here, this older white man in a blue jacket. And they said, we have the suspect apprehended. We have the shooter, X, Y, and Z. Boom, they told us that. And then shortly after that, we started hearing conflicting reports saying that, no, this is not the person. We are releasing this person. Then they said that it was, in fact, not an older white man, but it was a 25-year-old man that will later be named as a guy named Zachariah. And this is what Zachariah looks like. And then Kash Patel came out and he said this: the subject for the horrific shooting today that took the life of Charlie Kirk is now in custody. Thank you to the local and state authorities in Utah for your partnership with the FBI. We will provide updates when able. This right here really had a lot of people thinking like, okay, they finally got him. We want to understand who this person was. What did they believe in? And then Kash Patel came out and said, no, this is actually not the person. This person has now been released. Then they were talking about threats from this supposed transgender guy. They weren't for sure what he looked like, but there was apparently this transgender guy who made some threats against Charlie Kirk the day before, and they were, pretty much going after that lead to see if there was any validity to this person and their threats.
Oh, if it's a shooter, baby, the community. So this person here goes to the university. Of course, they, them, and look at what he said yesterday. He says here, Charlie Kirk is coming to my college tomorrow. I really hope someone evaporates him, literally. And then he writes, let's just say something big will happen tomorrow. So a student is saying this yesterday, and I also find it very, very odd that the person asking the question was asking Charlie about shooters before he got shot. So FBI, Kash Patel, whoever the fuck this dude is, yeah, I think you should look into this.
This is it. Yep, there it is. I agree. Chuck, do you know how many transgender Americans have been mass shooters over the last 10 years?
Too many.
Because serious, we put it on the federal budget here now, and everything's fine. Okay, now mine is a lot, right? I'm gonna give you some credit. Do you know how many mass shooters there have been in America over the last 10 years?
Counts it or not counting gang violence.
Great.
So you're gonna try and tell me that this student last night said, oh, just wait for something big to happen tomorrow, and then the person asking the question was asking about shooters and he gets shot? I'm just saying, and if the shooter is this fucking psychotic community, oh, y'all going down, motherfucker.
and I guess it fell short. Trump did his part in addressing what happened, calling him a martyr and saying that he was a man of deep faith, things of that sort. He ordered for all American flags across the country to be lowered in honor of Charlie Kirk's name and his legacy.
To my great fellow Americans, I am filled with grief and anger at the heinous assassination of Charlie Kirk on a college campus in Utah. Charlie inspired millions, and tonight, all who knew him and loved him are united in shock and horror. Charlie was a patriot who devoted his life to the cause of open debate and the country that he loved so much, the United States of America. He fought for liberty, democracy, justice, and the American people. He's a martyr for truth and freedom, and there's never been anyone who was so respected by youth. Charlie was also a man of deep, deep faith, and we take comfort in the knowledge that he is now at peace with God in heaven. Our prayers are with his wife, Erica, the two young, beloved children, and his entire family, who he loved more than anything in the world. We ask God to watch over them in this terrible hour of heartache and pain. This is a dark moment for America. Charlie Kirk traveled the nation, joyfully engaging with everyone interested in good faith debate. His mission was to bring young people into the political process, which he did better than anybody ever, to share his love of country and to spread the simple words of common sense. On campuses nationwide, he championed his ideas with courage, logic, humor, and grace. It's a long past time for all Americans and the media to confront the fact that violence and murder are the tragic consequence of demonizing those with whom you disagree day after day, year after year, in the most hateful and despicable way possible. For years, those on the radical left have compared wonderful Americans like Charlie to Nazis and the world's worst mass murderers and criminals.
And then this image came out. We don't know the name of this person. This is supposedly who they're telling us is the shooter now, right? And there's a report from the Washington Post that is saying ammunition in Kirk shooting engraved with transgender anti-fascist ideology. Anti-fascist. I don't believe it. Y'all, I called it. I called it yesterday. Yesterday, I got off the phone. After I got off live, a buddy of mine called me. And he said, listen, Didi, I know you don't know a whole lot about guns, bro, but I'm going to tell you something. I've been shooting guns since I was a kid. I don't claim to be an expert. I don't claim to be the most proficient shooter. But I know what I'm talking about with guns. And I'm telling you right now, I believe that was a professional hit. So you want me to believe that Charlie Kirk was not only assassinated for the words that he's been saying, but Charlie Kirk was assassinated by somebody on the left that disagrees with him that also happens to be this skilled of a shooter. I'm seeing a lot of people argue in the comment section and conflicting opinions about, hey, you have to be a professional to pull this off. Some people say you don't have to be a professional, but most people, and I've spoken, I did my due diligence before this video because I'm not an expert. Most people I've heard from that are experts in weaponry and shooting all said that you have to have some sort of high level skill and experience to be able to pull this off from 200 feet away. So what happened to Charlie Kirk? I don't believe this has anything to do with low level politics. I don't. Shout out to a channel by the name of Polarity. I would not claim to be the first to think about this. I'm going to give you what they said and what I agree with. And then after that, we're going to entertain some quote unquote conspiracy theories about what many people are saying they think happened to Charlie Kirk. And I'm going to give you my thoughts on if I think that it's true, if there's some validity to it, or if I don't agree with it or not. About a month ago, there was a tweet that came out, and this guy by the name of Harrison Schmidt says, I'm not going to name names, but I was told by someone close to Charlie Kirk that Charlie thinks that this foreign country will unalive him if he turns against them. Yeah. Once I saw this tweet, once I saw this person covering this tweet, I said, wow, this is leaning more so towards what I was thinking. Because I want y'all to consider something. There's just too many patterns. The day before 9/11, and if you know, you know. If you don't know, JFK and what's allegedly happened to him because what he was not willing to do for this foreign country. The fact that this happened the day before 9/11, I don't think is an accident. I don't even think the layout at Utah University was an accident. You look at the architectural layout, it was almost like a Coliseum, right? You have people at the top and it goes lower and lower and lower with Charlie Kirk and his team at the very bottom. Also pay attention to the fact that Charlie Kirk's seat was almost in a high chair, for lack of a better term. Yes, this may have been something that was a common practice for him and his team to do. Maybe that's not even something to harp on, but I want you all to pay attention to everything. But pay attention to the last 8 to 9 months, because I hope we can all agree that over the past year and a half, the biggest conflict that's been dividing this country outside of our always race, right? Race is always the sort of underbelly in this country of issues, or conflict. But outside of that, I think we can all agree that the biggest thing that's been dividing this country has been the foreign war of that foreign state that a lot of people have been alleging actually runs this country, that I will not name in this video. And then there's the war with them and Hamas, or with Gaza. This has been one of the very few things that the right and the left, even the far right and the far left, agree upon. What this foreign country or what this foreign government has been doing has been evil, pure evil. It has been overkill. It has been far beyond the pale, right? And if you want to make the argument that they had the right to quote unquote defend themselves after October 7th, fine. What they've been doing since, you have no justification for it. Charlie Kirk was one of the very few people, especially on the right, that was a staunch supporter of this government, of this foreign government. It was weird. I'm the type to sit back and say, now why would Charlie Kirk, all his contemporaries and his peers, you got Candace Owens, Tucker Carlson, people that he respects, people that he's gotten along with, all of them are against him, against this war. Why are you not only pro this government, but you're a staunch supporter of them, right? You go out of your way. You'll have Dave Smith, you'll have Tucker Carlson come to your events, who are both anti this government, this foreign government. I'm trying my best not to say their name. I want to avoid the headache. I don't know how YouTube is going to start censoring and flagging people. I'm just trying to be careful, y'all. But everybody should know who I'm talking about. And Charlie Kirk started to receive a lot of backlash on YouTube. Twitter is a cesspool of a lot of idiots and rude people and people who don't even show their real identity, that feel so emboldened because Elon Musk has enabled free speech, and agree with and I support. But you got a lot of people over there. A lot of them are bots. A lot of them are real people that say some of the most heinous things just to get a reaction out of people. But nonetheless, Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, everywhere you look, if it's a Turning Point USA, if it's a Charlie Kirk led page, the comments are killing him. He was losing a lot of support. The Charlie Kirk Turning Point USA stock, if you will, was plummeting. It was dropping. A lot of people, yes, you had some people that still supported him and supported him specifically on this issue, but majority of the country does not support this. And then something weird started to happen with Charlie Kirk. Charlie Kirk, like I said, he featured Tucker Carlson, he featured Dave Smith, who absolutely obliterated the guy who was pro this foreign government, guy by the name of Josh Hammer. He mopped the floor with the guy. Charlie received a lot of backlash for doing that. So Charlie's in this weird position right now. He's, for whatever reason, we all know the reason, he's dodging Nick Fuentes, who has been very much so anti this foreign government. But Nick Fuentes, like him, love him, hate him, even if you feel indifferent about him. And I have my criticisms of Nick Fuentes as well. But you give credit where it's due. Nick Fuentes is extremely brilliant. He's extremely well spoken. He's an excellent debater, and he's very well researched. There's a reason why he's anti this foreign government. Charlie Kirk was avoiding this dude to the point where he had his friends calling him out. You got people like Ian Carroll and other folks saying, why are you dodging this guy, bro? You got people having to fake the reason and lie about why they're calling it to Turning Point USA to ask Charlie Kirk, you're supposed to be about open debate, free speech, open dialogue. Why are you dodging Nick Fuentes? Charlie Kirk was literally, you can literally look at his body language, his facial expression. He was extremely uncomfortable. He was caught off guard. His reason made no sense, just like his reason for supporting this foreign government made no sense. The Bible does not tell you to support this current 1948 created state of this foreign place. It does not tell you to support this foreign government. It does not tell you to support any prime minister that's running this foreign government, right? Like Bibi Netanyahu, who is a wanted war criminal, which, by the way, the moment that he's no longer in a war, he has to go to trial and answer for the war crimes that he's wanted for. Charlie Kirk was in a tough position. So then Charlie Kirk, like a month ago, decided to drop what I guess he called a focus group of people that was pro this foreign government, anti this foreign government. And it was basically damage control. It didn't work though. It didn't work. because he was getting flamed in the comments. Bro, we see what this is. This is you trying to convince the people that are anti this foreign government to be for this foreign government. The gig is up, bro. It's clear that you're being funded by someone to be saying these things. Someone that's probably not American. But then something weird started to happen. Charlie Kirk started to question them. He started to question the Epstein thing. Who did Epstein work for, right?
Charlie, we've pushed back against the media on COVID, on lockdowns, on Ukraine, on the border, on so like maybe we should also ask a question. Is the media totally presenting the truth when it comes to Israel? Just a question, that maybe we shouldn't believe everything the media says, because
when you look at the film of the people that was supposedly saw the shooter on the building, things of that sort, it's just crazy. This stuff is crazy, man. And if you lose, because you got to think about it from this perspective. If this foreign government, who allegedly, everything I say in this video is alleged, if they lose the support of Charlie Kirk, arguably the biggest voice on the right, you can argue that it's Ben Shapiro or Crowder or someone else. If you lose Charlie Kirk, who do you got, right? Because people are running out of excuses, right? America bombed Iran, okay, their nuclear site. They had reason to believe that they had a nuclear bomb. I could refute that, but I'm not going to digress. They just recently bombed Qatar. What is going on? You want me to believe that they engraved on the bullet some anti-fascist ideology. They engraved on the bullet some anti-fascist or some trans ideology. That's the low-level thinking. That's what they want to feed us to keep this left versus right BS going. No, politics is divisive, people. These people are placed in position. They're funded. There's a reason why these people are as big as they are. They're funded and placed in position to keep us going at each other. You can be 100% Christian and be all against all the things that are anti-Christian that the left push without being a provocateur. Charlie Kirk was a provocateur. He was. Now, I would give him his credit. In a lot of his debates, he was respectful. He was. But when you take those either respectful or not so respectful, heated, not so heated debates, and then you post it online to your millions of followers, and you're radicalizing these conversations, you're in some cases humiliating these people, you're creating an environment that's toxic. This is not what it's supposed to be about. This is not what it's supposed to be like. What are they going to do now that this has happened to Charlie Kirk? What policies are they going to try to introduce now, right? What bills are they going to try to pass in the name of justice, right? What anti-gun laws are they going to try to pass now? Something weird is going on. I've been able to think. Yes, absolutely. I saw the video of you all saying that this could be AI and that his ring was on his pinky finger, but then it was on his ring finger. This is what I'll tell you. I hear you. I saw it. I'm not so sure how I feel about it. There's a video that I'm not going to show here. You can check it out on my Patreon that is free for everybody to watch. I just can't drop it on YouTube because it shows Charlie getting shot. You can see that one of his security detail members, or maybe a couple of them, seemed to give some sort of signal right before it happened. You all can go and check it out. I posted it on Patreon. I don't know what justification you have for that. I don't know what explanation you have for that, right? I saw the video of the ring thing. My immediate thoughts with that is that could be AI. I'm not so sure. But the actual pow in itself, listen, I'm open to being wrong. I'm open to different opinions. I don't think that was fake, y'all. You all know the stuff that I cover on this channel. We dig deep. I don't think it was fake. But I do think that this stuff is coupled with the other stuff. Like the Charlotte, North Carolina situation happened on the bus or the train with this, schizophrenic black guy who allegedly plundered the Ukrainian refugee. Y'all, I've seen some videos. I believe that was MK Ultra. I believe that guy was 100% under MK Ultra. And I'm going to play this audio for you to hear. And you tell me what he means by this.
Carlos Brown Jr. just revealed why he killed Irina Zarutska, and it's the weirdest thing ever. He said in a leaked phone call to his sister that there's this material in his body that controls him. So whoever did that, it wasn't him. It was someone controlling the material, and they lashed out on her, and now they need to investigate this. Prior to this, his family did say he is schizophrenic, but just take a listen.
The material, I feel like the material using my body is that place.
And so she just got stabbed.
Yeah. You know that's not me. I'm talking about just for no reason. But since they did that, now they gotta investigate the material in my body exposed to. Since they want to do all that, now they gotta investigate.
funny because she's from the Ukraine. She's from Russia, and you know they got a war. They had a war going on against the United States. So I'm just trying to understand, out of all people, why her?
That's hey, it ain't. I don't have nothing. Hey, they just lashed out on her. That's what happened. They lashed out on her. Who was working the album? Who was working the material? Whoever was working the material? They lashed out on her.
So you said something in your body.
What? Yes, he's schizophrenic, so sure, we got it. We can't forget that part. But what could he have meant there? I saw another video that I'm not going to show on YouTube of allegedly after he did it, the girl was still sitting there, and I saw this with my own eyes. And she leans over, there's nothing, no blood, no nothing. But when she leans over, there's blood underneath her seat. She's holding on to her phone, but then when she leans over, she's like gripping the phone and she's adjusting some things. And then you see blood coming down the other side of on the floor, but only after she's been, I don't know. I saw it, it was suspicious. In the age of AI, you don't know what's real, what's not. So with this one, I don't know, but I do believe that they're playing psychiatric games on the people. I do. I believe that guy was under MK Ultra. I do. He was wearing red. We dig into all of that and the significance of colors on Patreon, so I won't lean too much into that here. But there's something happening in this country, people. There is. Again, I dig a lot deeper and I'm a lot more open and explicit about what I think is going on and what happened with Charlie Kirk. I don't want to say too much here on YouTube. I just wanted to share this video. Prayers once again to his family, though. Prayers and condolences to his family in this tough time. Pay attention to policies, pay attention to the bills that they're going to try to introduce over the coming months. This is going to get very interesting, y'all. Hop in the comment section, give me your thoughts. Until next time, peace. Oh yeah, Diddy got a podcast.